Watch this.
Just start getting
Watch
after
this. Watch this.
it.
Hold up. Hold up. All right, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm
Are
ready.
you ready?
Yeah, go. Oh. 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 Oh my gosh. Okay, I am Hans Rockwell, the host. Oh my God, he's still going.
What?
This guy is still going. Oh damn! Oh damn! This guy is just cranking out reps right now for the podcast. If anybody's watching this on the video,
Hey, these are your curls? These are your curls?
oh damn!
Ah!
Now we're gonna flex off.
This is my circuit. Subscribe online. Come on, guys. We're getting there. We're getting somewhere.
Yeah. Come on. You
Feel the
guys want to be a
burn.
part of this? Yeah, you guys want to be a part of this?
All right.
Well, as he's getting his lift in, I am Hans Rockwell with another episode of the Rockwell Rundown. I'm your host, and I have a guest today that hasn't made an appearance in a bit. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Go ahead.
Give me a sec. Let me get some better lighting. It's decent. I'll do. Anyways, my name is AJ Rockwell. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath.
He just started working out again, so bear with him. Talking about out of breath, dude. I went and trained at Siri this morning. Oh my God, dude, I was freaking dying.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
I don't doubt it,
That's
dude,
the first
because-
time I've went in a long time.
Was it gi or no gi?
It was no gi.
Oof. That's
Yeah,
better.
the problem with
if it was gi,
no
dude,
gi.
gi is way worse.
Yeah, so one of my buddies, he's training for a fight right now, and it was actually kind of fun. We were training rounds against the wall, so we were like grappling like up against the cage. Basically, it was a lot of fun, dude. It was actually sick as heck. And he had like MMA gloves on. It was pretty cool. But dude, at the very beginning, so it's my first time being back there. Excuse me. And I'm not even kidding, maybe 3 years, dude. It's been a super long time since I've been back at Siri.
Yeah.
And we get done with all the drilling and stuff, and I probably should have done the gi practice because there was a lot more people in there. And a couple of my friends were in that class too. But it didn't really make that much of a difference. So I jumped in on the no-gi instead because there was 2 classes going on at the same time. And we get done with the drilling and we get right into live goes. Very first live go, dude, this guy goes to try and take my back because we're doing a body lock position, but he's behind you, so like a mat return position. And I go to the ground to sit out, and he tries to take my back and jumps his knee right on the side of my freaking ankle, like right above it, right behind my Achilles on the side of it, and absolutely just cripples my ass, dude. I'm like, oh, dude, it was like all of his weight on my leg, dude. I thought he broke my freaking ankle, dude. And
Why did you do that?
I didn't say anything. Dude, I don't understand how it happened, but it hurt so bad, dude. And I don't want to seem like a little weenie because he was pretty good. I've rolled with him in the past, and I remember him being pretty good. And he jumps on it, and I'm like, oh, fuck, you know? And then I keep going, and he passes my guard because it was sweep, pass, or submit. And I'm like, okay, you got me. And then I get up, and I was like, I couldn't even put weight on my damn leg, dude. And he's like, dude, are you okay? He's like, what happened? And I was like, dude, I don't want to be like a jerk and be like, dude, you absolutely effed my leg up. And it was no joke, 10 seconds into the very first live go, dude. I don't know how many times this happens. to me, dude, where I'll jump back into it and like the first opening minute of the very first live go I've done in a long time, and I'll get hurt like that, dude. And so I'm like, I try to do a second go like right after that, and I can't even put weight on my leg because it feels like my whole foot, dude, my whole left foot is like tingling. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, dude, I don't know what's wrong with my damn leg, and so I have to sit out. I was like, dude, I have to sit out. I can't put weight on my freaking foot right now, and I in my head, I'm like, dude, I'm such a freaking wuss, dude. I'm being such a wuss right now. I'm like, I drove all the way over here. I never come, and I'm not going to be able to finish my freaking live go rounds.
Yeah.
You know, literally what I came here for was to get live goes with all these freaking black, purple, and brown belts. And then after like maybe like 4 minutes, I said, screw it. I'm just going to go back in. And I finished the practice, dude. But, dude, my ankle hurts a ton, dude.
Really?
He basically like Charlie horsed the back of my ankle.
Damn. That kind of that reminds me of when it was my first duel back in college, and we were dueling Southern, and the week leading into the duel, we did a live like tournament simulation practice, and so we were all in singlets and headgear, and coaches got matches picked out for us, and so they have.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and when they would do that, they would sit in the office all day and like do matchmaking pretty much, and then they'd come in and they'd tape it to the wall, and they'd be like, "This is the order of the matches.
Oh,
That's who
my
you're
God.
wrestling." Okay, all right. So, I wrestle one match, it goes fine. And then I got to wrestle another match, and I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm warmed up, I'm feeling good now. The first match is always the worst as far as the way you feel. And so
Yeah.
we're wrestling. I'm being offensive. He changes his level, like all the way down to the ground, shoots a low single directly into my ankle. Shoulder right into my ankle. Just destroys my ankle. And it was so bad it popped loud, and everybody heard it through their headgear while everybody else
Oh,
is
damn.
wrestling. Everybody else, well, it probably didn't help too that after that happened I went, ah, fuck, and I fell on the ground. I'm like, ah, and
Oh,
I'm
my
like
gosh.
rolling there, and I'm like mad. I'm like, God damn it! Literally 2 days before the duel. 2 days. Like, oh my God. I'm mad as crap, dude. I'm walking around. I'm trying to walk around. I can't put any pressure on my foot, and I'm like mad, but I'm like so mad. I'm like, oh, now I want to hurt this person. And so I literally grabbed tape, dude. I don't know why. I probably look like a psycho. I grabbed a roll of tape. One of the coaches is like, you good? You good? And I'm like, just give me some tape. And they give me some tape, dude. And I just start taping my ankle around my shoe. And I'm just going crazy. I just tape it. I'm like sitting in the corner, just shh, and I stand up. And I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm like, let's go. And then Marco comes over. He's like, dude, stop. You don't have to do this. I'm like, no, I need it, dude. I need it. And then he was like, no, dude. He's like, can you walk? Like, can you put pressure on it? I'm like, no, I can't. So then I don't finish the practice. They send me to the trainers. They're like, you need to go to the trainer. I'm like, oh my God. I'm mad because I wanted to finish the practice. I go to the trainer there, and then they do all these tests on me, and they're like, yeah, dude, you have a class 2 high ankle sprain. I'm like, oh shit,
Oh,
what does that
man.
mean? And then they explained it to me like I was 10, which is helpful because
You're
it
like,
helps me
class
understand.
2. What about class 1?
Yeah, I'm like, what's class 1? And they're like, class 1.
I
no
never
big
took
deal.
that class.
They're like, think of it. Yeah, I haven't taken this class before, so you're gonna have to explain this shit to me. I'm a business major.
I'm already in class 2. Damn, I'm doing pretty well.
I know. They're expediting my education. So they explain it like, this is your ligament, and I'm like, okay, this is the ligament in your ankle. This is class 1. This is class 2. This is class 3. Completely separated.
Oh,
You're in
damn.
class 2. So your ankle's holding on by a thread. And I'm like, oh, awesome. I have a duel in 2 days. They're like, yeah, I probably wouldn't wrestle in it. And I'm like, we'll see about that. But
It's a, yeah,
also, I
you
gotta
probably
somehow,
wouldn't.
yeah, I was, also, I gotta figure out how to freaking make weight, and I can't run right now. I
Dude,
couldn't
that's the
put any
worst thing
pressure
ever.
on my ankle whatsoever. And so the next 2 days, or actually the next day, we focused on trying to figure out how to wrestle on one foot. And
Oh my god.
so I spent a whole practice, literally the entire practice, trying to figure out how to wrestle on one foot. And and nobody around me. I'm shadow wrestling. That was the whole practice. For 2 hours, I shadow wrestled, trying to figure out how I can take shots uh, with one foot because I couldn't. Because my left foot is typically my explosion leg. Like I lead with my right,
Yeah.
and then I explode off my left. I can't explode off my left, and so I gotta figure out what to do. And I'm like, I couldn't do anything. Oh, this sucks, dude. And so, um, yeah, and then I wrestled in the duel anyways, which was probably a bad idea. But
Yeah, but you
and
did pretty well.
yeah, I did all right. I lost, but it was a good kid too. I mean, he was a national qualifier and was ranked at 157. I was also wrestling up a weight class at that point still. And then
Yeah.
I remember right off the gate, dude, double overs straight to his back. Double overs,
Dude,
just
it was sick, dude.
and, and I
I
couldn't.
remember jumping, being like, "Ah!"
Dude, I couldn't finish it though because so I go double overs and I go this way, and I'm on my side kind of, and which foot do I have to push off of to keep him on his back? My left,
You're left.
and I'm trying to push, dude, and I can't push off my foot, and so then I say fuck it, I let him go, get the takedown, I'm behind him, and then at some point he takes a shot on me on what my right leg. I'm standing on my left. I fall over. I was like, oh, and I just fell over. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. And then that's how I lost the match because
Yeah.
uh, then he had two escapes. I couldn't stand up. That was the big thing. Was I wasn't gonna choose bottom because I couldn't stand up. Like I'm gonna be stuck
Yeah.
on bottom, dude. And Um, so yeah, that's how I lost the match due to class 2 high ankle sprain, dude. Don't recommend it. And then
Yeah, that's rough.
I took 1 week off, and then I was back in it full time, like it didn't happen.
It was a lot. That season was crazy. That was a fun season.
It was a hurtful season, dude. That's when I was like, this is for them young guns, dude. This ain't meant for me no more.
This is for the stories I'm going to tell my grandkids.
Yeah, I'm like your daddy. The reason I'm in a wheelchair.
It's because I donated my leg to the Eastern Oregon wrestling program.
Yep. My whole body, dude. I messed up my knee. I tore my meniscus that year too. Like within I think it was the second week. Tore my meniscus
Oh yeah, yeah.
in my left knee, so my left leg was like almost completely compromised. I'm lucky it wasn't like an ACL or MCL, but that was also another freak accident. We were just like hard drilling, and then somebody shoots a blast double, runs them like across the wrestling room right into the side of my knee. So I'm in my stance, hand fighting, and then next thing I know, I'm on the ground because literally the side of my knee, just bam. I'm like, ah! So there was a couple times
Dude,
where I was in the wrestling room,
oh
just
my gosh.
screaming.
I don't know how many times, dude, I had to get kids on our high school team in trouble for that, dude. Like
For like hurting other
constantly
people.
running into each other, and I'm like, dude, you guys don't pay attention at all. Like zero mat awareness.
No,
It's
you
like
have
if
to
you
be
go
able to.
5 steps back, dude, you need to reset.
Yeah. I had a
Like you
spot
need
in
to
the
let
wrestling room.
people
That was
circle
where I
in.
stayed. That's where I stayed, dude.
Yes,
Well,
dude,
not
it's
only
so
that too,
freaking annoying, dude.
but like if you're running a blast double, bro, you don't gotta finish like JB into my freaking knee, dude.
Yeah,
You don't
dude.
got
Especially if they're 20 feet away. You're already out of
yeah,
bounds, bro.
yeah. You don't gotta finish that. You know, you're not winning any titles in the room. Just get it, and then finish your double safely. Don't hurt your teammates. But I wasn't super mad about that. They said sorry like immediately, and I'm like rolling on the ground. You're
Yeah.
good. You're good. You're good. I went to the trainer for that one too.
Yeah, dude.
But I
It's
ignored that one for a while. I ignored that injury. I
dude,
didn't do
getting through a
nothing about
college
that.
season is no joke, dude.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't
It
even
is.
imagine, dude.
It wasn't. The first week was the toughest for sure.
Oh yeah, because
I
they
threw up a
run us
lot.
through the
I slept
freaking
most of the day.
dude. I still remember that. Hey, so now you remember when we did that what was it? There was a camp that we did in high school, and you were like, Hans
Mhm.
is just sleeping all the time. That was me, dude.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I was like, bro, it's because I'm not ready for this, dude. I'm dying.
Yeah. That's how
And I
I
was
felt,
just
dude.
sleeping.
I wasn't eating either, and I was trying to, but I had no appetite. I was just so tired. I probably
It's because
lost
you're
like
just
10
so
pounds in the first week.
fatigued.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
dead,
dude.
bro.
When you're that
I hadn't
fatigued,
done something
it's
that hard in
insane.
ages. It was dumb, dude. It was
Yeah.
a dumb decision. It was not a smart investment on my end. You know, I kind of walked away from it just all beaten and tattered, and so it wasn't in my opinion, it was not a smart decision on my behalf. I definitely should have been training a little bit leading into that. But
Yeah.
my pride got the best of me. I told myself I can do it, dude. I've been doing hard shit my whole life. You know, I'll be able to be all right. Grant, I hadn't ran in like years. I never ran. I never made my heart rate go up by running and for 4 years. And then dude, I'm gonna walk through this. I threw up so many times. I remember there was one time we were doing stadiums, and I was working at this coffee shop at one point. At one point when I was living in LeGrand, because they were super flexible with my schedule, so I was able to go to practice and classes and stuff. And
Uh-huh.
um, one of my coworkers was on the soccer team on the women's soccer team, and they're doing their practices because they're in season at that point. They're doing their practice on the football field, and we're doing
Uh-huh.
stadiums adjacent to the football field on the football field. And we've already just did a super hard track workout where we did a bunch of sprints. We did the 800-meter workout, so 800-meter sprint, 400, two 400s,
Oh yeah, I know
and
what you're
then
talking about.
yeah, that one sucked. And then we hit the stadiums immediately. And we're hitting the stadiums.
Dude.
And I ate that morning, but I only had like 2 eggs. I was like, I'm gonna have like a couple of eggs and a piece of toast with some honey on
Yeah,
it, you
that's
know,
all you
get
need.
myself
That's all
ready.
I need.
Yeah. I threw it up, dude. And I'm like doing this I'm doing the stadiums the hardest I can do it, dude. But the constant like up and down, my stomach's doing this, you know.
Uh-huh.
You're running up the steps and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna yak. And there's a trash can right there at the bottom of the stairs, and I'm like, all right. And so I lean into it, and I'm just yakking. The whole fucking women's soccer team turns around, and they're just watching me. Just, I have my shirt off too. I'm still fucking. I'm like 20 pounds overweight. Fuck.
20 pounds overweight.
God. And then I remember
Dude.
going to work, dude. My coworker walks up to me. She's like, I saw you struggling the other day. And I'm like, I don't want
Well,
to talk
you
about
saw that?
it. What are you talking about, dude? That wasn't me.
She's like, I saw your
What
gut
are you
hanging over the trash can, and you're just like,
talking about? Dude, it was bad. And then we did that freaking workout like 4 more times that year. I was like, why are we doing this so much? Why we got to
dude.
do this so much? This sucks.
Yeah, that
But that was the
workout.
only time it made me throw up, other than when we came back from New Year's. No, we came back from Christmas, and they made us do this workout, and I threw up just straight stomach bile.
Oh,
But
dude, that's the
the
worst.
entire workout was just stairs for like 2 hours, literally stairs. We're just running up and down
Dude.
stairs for 2 hours, and then coaches stop you, and they got a fucking Airdyne bike right in the
Oh,
middle of the
yes.
gym.
Oh, God. Oh, I remember that one, dude. That one was so bad.
Yeah, that one sucked. And then you gotta
The one
keep
around
the
the freaking like you'd go up the freaking
in
stadium
Quinn.
of
Yeah,
in Quinn. Oh,
yes,
dude.
it was the worst. And then coaches stop you. They're like, "All right, get on the bike," and you gotta keep it at a certain pace for an entire minute. And they made
Yeah,
you
like
do
the
it.
RPMs,
I'm pretty sure they made us do it twice. And then
dude, for
you get
like a
off the
minute.
bike and they're like, "Run, get out of here!" And if you get dropped below it, they freaking grab you, pull you off the bike. They're like, "You'll get it on the next one." So you run another lap, and then you gotta try and muster up the courage to do what you couldn't do when you weren't as tired as you were before when you tried it the first time and failed.
Dude,
And
I
so I
remember
did.
the first time I was like, dude, I'm just gonna do it right now, dude. I'm ripping this shit right now.
Dude, it was so hard. I don't even know how I did it, but I get down there and I do it. I try. I fail. I was so close. I was like 20 seconds off, and I was like, "Oh
Oh,
God!" And then I'm like, I get back to running. They rip me off the bike. You know that. I get back to running. I'm running. I'm like, "Oh my God, dude!" Fuck. I mean, I'm in good shape at this point. Everybody is struggling to do this workout. Everybody is throwing up. It's not just me. Everybody's yakking. And I was good over break. I was good. Like I watched my weight. I watched what I ate. I still worked out over break. And then I I do my lap and I'm like running around. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be here all day. They're not like there's no way they're gonna let me leave without finishing it. And I was like, I gotta do it, bro. I gotta do it. And I had
do
already
it for
done the
my
first one because
moms.
the first one they would make you do was a little bit easier. And then
Uh,
they have you, which is like the average RPM was like, I don't even know what it was, but it was like, I think the first one they had you keep it at like 80 and then like 80 RPM or some shit like that. And then the next
yeah,
one
that
was
it
like,
was 80 because that's what I
it's like,
make our kids do.
yeah. And then the next one was like 90. And I was like, what?
Dude,
Dude,
and
we don't even,
90,
we
dude,
don't even,
even when you're not tired, bro,
yeah.
it's like freaking
Dude,
hard.
we don't even do 90 for our 30-second reps.
Dude,
I was like, what are you
90 is
talking about?
insane.
90 for a minute? For a minute? And they're making everybody do it, dude. The little guys got to do it too. The little guys got to do it. And they can't move the bike as easy as the big guys can. Like, I understand cardiovascular, like, they can handle that. But, like, the physical, like, moving the bike that fast is really hard when you're 130 pounds. And I'm not,
Yeah,
I'm
because
like
there's a
right in
lot
the
of
middle. I'm
tension.
like walking around like 155 at this point. And I'm like, all right, I gotta do this shit. So I get down there, dude, and I just ripped it. I just literally put my head down. I said, Marco, tell me when it's done. I'm not gonna look. Tell me when I'm there, and I'll keep it. So then I just start ripping it, and I'm ripping it, and then finally he taps me back. You're done. You're done. You're done. I'm like, and I get off, and then I like try and jog, but I can't jog. I looked probably delusional. I was, oh, fuck. And as soon as I get to the first trash can, my body starts convulsing. I'm like, and then I'm like, like my body is actively trying to throw up. I'm dry heaving because I hadn't ate anything or drank any water or nothing that morning. And so I'm like, and then next thing I know, just this fucking burning acid just starts spraying out of my mouth. Just, and I'm like, my throat hurts now, my chest hurts now. And I'm like, God damn. So then we do it.
Dude,
And then I finished the workout, and then I went home, and I went right to bed, bro. I can't believe I woke up for that shit.
you know what's funny too is like you throw up all that stomach bile and you're like, dude, I'm not gonna be able to digest any of the food that I eat later.
Yeah, dude, that's totally not
I just
good
threw
for
up all the stuff that digests my food.
Yeah, that worked out. I'll be honest, the following season, I broke my neck. Well, I found out I broke my neck again, and everything. Right before we had to do that workout, I was blessed.
And you were like,
I
ugh.
sat. I sat in the. I was one of the guys, because this time we had like 5 bikes out there, and so multiple
Oh,
people could do it at once. And I was one of the guys watching the bikes. I was like, hell yeah, dude, this is where it's at right here. This is where it's at.
uh,
I was like, I'll, I'll be honest, I was giving some people some slack, dude, because like the little guys, dude, I was letting them drop for a little bit because I was like, dude, no. I'm like, we should not be having our little guys try and do this too, dude. This is crazy. And so like if
Don't
they
let
dropped a little
Azure.
bit,
I hope Azure doesn't listen to this.
I'd be like, hey, you're dropping, you're dropping. You gotta get it back up. They're like 15 below where they need to be. I'm like, hey, get it back up, man. Come on, before one of the coaches see you, bro, you gotta get back up. Come on. And but
Yeah, I'm gonna clip
but if
this.
they
I'm
were
gonna
like
tag
if they
Azure.
were like 15 if they're like 15 below for like 10 seconds, bro, I'm like, get off the bike, try again, bro. You know?
Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm not that fucking easy,
Yeah. I was like, okay, at this
dude.
point,
Okay,
I'm losing my integrity.
dude, the worst workout I've ever been through was when I was at Oregon State, and it would be our New Year's Day workout, dude. This, the second year, because the first year I did it, it was the same exact workout. It was pretty tough. But for some reason, dude, the second year, like when I was at Oregon State, we never ran, dude. We like never conditioned. So when we went to EOU, dude, it was like night and
Yeah.
day difference on like how the programs were ran. Well, you
Yeah.
remember some of it, like you
Oh yeah.
experienced both of them. But I remember us on New Year's Day, dude. This was the only time in my entire life where I almost quit a team, dude. Where I was like,
Really.
I'm fucking done, dude. I'm done. F you. I'm out of here, dude. I
Yeah.
quit. Like,
You're
dude, we would
cool.
run in the. Yeah, we were in the Truax, dude, and I remember we would run. That inside that turf football field that's in a building.
Yeah.
We would run around the freaking football field hard, dude. Fit like 10 to 15 minutes hard. And there's a coach at every freaking turn of like every corner. And they're like, "You go harder." And they're like yelling at us and stuff. And I'm like, "Dude, we never run, dude. The only conditioning that I was doing was the stuff that we were doing at practice, dude. And our practices weren't even that long." And so I'm like like just freaking dying, dude. And we get done with the 10 because they were like, "All right, we're gonna warm up for 10 to 15 minutes, hard jog, and then we'll get into the workout." And I'm like 10 to 15 minutes, dude. That's the whole workout for me, bro. I'm like, so then we get to the line, dude, and they line up the whole team. He's like, "All right, we got 10." Uh, it was like 10 2-lap sprints, and then we got 21 lap sprints. And I'm like, what? In my mind, I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna get past 3. Like, how many? Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how. I might be over exaggerating that amount. It might have been like half of that. It might have been like 5 2-lap sprints and then
Yeah.
10 1-lap
But
sprints.
still,
I
to
think
go
that's
from
probably
not
what it
running
was.
to running.
Oh, dude. And we're like in the season, dude. And I'm like, dude, we've only done like one other conditioning workout, and it was at the beginning of the damn season. It was like in October, and I'm not running on my own. I'm barely sleeping on my own because I got a kid at this point.
Yeah.
And we're getting through this workout, dude. And I remember being there, and the coaches are all looking at me, and I'm like on the ground, and everybody's standing up, dude. And I'm like, should I quit now? Should I quit the team right now? Should I just tell them F you and just fucking leave right now? And I'm like contemplating it, dude. I'm like, dude, F you, dude. You guys don't know what you're talking about. And stuff. Dude, oh my God, dude. I don't know how I made it through that workout, bro. I remember there being another workout too, dude, where we ran in Gill Coliseum, dude. This one was bad, dude. We ran... you would go up one. It was very, very similar to the Quinn Coliseum run, except we didn't use bikes. So I remember we started off, if I remember right, we started off with running around like campus. There was like this lap that we would do that was like 3 miles. We run around this. I might have this confused because it's been a long time since I've thought about it, but we run around this whole like campus on like the outskirts of it. We come back. And then we go into Gill Coliseum and we do suicides. And then after that, we have to do stadiums. And we have to do buddy carries at the end of it. And I remember being like, dude, this is the worst shit ever, dude. But I made it through it. And I remember, too, in that workout specifically, me and Colburn Meeker, one of my teammates, because we would, well, I don't know about him, but I know that I would never do like very well on the runs, the long distance runs, because I've just never been a great long distance runner. I ran really, really good on this very specific run, dude, because I had to shit so bad, dude. I had to poop so bad, dude. And I was just like I was just breezing through this run, dude. And I get done, and then at the end of the run, I was like, I don't even have to poop anymore.
That's the worst feeling ever,
Like,
dude. It feels like your shit just
dude.
went deep up inside you, dude, and your butt hurts.
Dude, like today when I was going to my jiu-jitsu practice, I was like, dude, I told my wife when she dropped me off, I was like, I have to shit so bad. I was like, but I'm pretty sure there's an all women's class going on right now. And she was like, babe, are you sure you can go in? I was like, I don't even care, dude. I got to go to the bathroom right now.
Yeah.
So I spent like the first 10 minutes of class just freaking blowing up a toilet. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But before we move on, you talked about stairs.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about this. Oh man, who did I talk about this with? So when we were in junior high and Matt Wiesman and Vinny Thompson were our junior high coaches, I was a 7th grader. They would make us go to the stairs in our high school and run the stairs for like freaking 30 to 45 minutes straight, dude. Just like nonstop, bro. And I remember being like, dude, we're never going to stop. And I was like, kind of like team captain. And I was like, as team captain, I got to figure out a way to get our guys out of this, you know?
Yeah.
And so we got to like the 6th or 7th step after like 30 minutes. And I just threw my ass down the stairs, dude. I was like, oh, and I fall all the way down these steps, dude. And I 100% did it on purpose. And then the guys would be like, oh, okay, all right, we're done with stairs, you know.
Like, I gotta become a liability.
Bro, I did that 2 times. 2 different times, bro.
You think the second time they're like, he definitely did that on purpose?
Oh, dude, I'm sure. I got to talk to Vinny. I might go golfing with Vinny tomorrow. I'm going to mention it to him and be like, hey, remember when you guys used to make us do stairs and I would throw my ass down the stairs? Do you remember that? I was like, hey, bro, I'm team leader. I'm getting our team out of this right now.
Dude, there's been, oh my God, with the amount of workouts that I've done, for some reason, whenever I am tired, I just get so angry. And
oh, dude, same.
It almost makes me work out way harder when I'm angry, but it's sloppy, you know? I remember vividly there was like this one time where I was, we were doing sprints right before a duel, and we still haven't made weight yet. Like we have weigh-ins in it. We literally had weigh-ins in an hour, and we're doing a full practice.
Bro, what?
Yeah, we did that every time. And
damn.
Yeah, and so I'm doing sprints, and this is like, I think the 3rd time I've had to make 149, and so I'm cutting pretty hard, dude. I don't feel good. And we're doing sprints at the end of practice. And I'm doing my sprints, and I get told I'm not doing it good enough. And I'm like, and I was mad too, because I was pissed that I had to make weight and wrestle in this duel, because we're wrestling this team. I'm not gonna name drop the team because they're still growing, but they're terrible. They're a terrible team. We blew them out. They didn't score a single point in the duel.
Oh,
and we had like our B team in, besides like a couple dudes, including myself. That's why I was like, why do I gotta make weight? Why can't you make somebody else do it? You know? So I'm like, all right. And so I'm doing the sprints, and I get yelled at, and I'm like, so then I'm running, and the person that yelled at me, dude, I'm sprinting like right at them. At this point now, I start sprinting like right at them, and I'm just like, boom, and I punched the wall right next to their head. They're like, oh yeah,
like,
yeah. They're like, oh yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, and I just keep doing the sprints, and I just kept running back and forth. And then I
Dude.
make weight, and then I see who I'm wrestling, and I'm like, bruh, this dude, I'm wrestling somebody. I make weight. I weigh like 148.6 or some shit like that. This guy weighs in at like 140. It's like,
What?
yeah. I was like, bro, be for real. And he
Oh, I
looks
already
soft.
know what team
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah, yeah. And I was like, dude, there's no way. I'm like, they just brought these guys out there. And I just went out there and I threw him around. I threw him around, tech followed him, and I felt like shit the entire time. I
Yeah.
was so tired afterwards. I was like, all right, I need to go home. I'm tired,
Hey,
boss.
hey, wait. Is this team still going, by the way?
I think so.
I always wondered that after that duel. I'm like, oh, I wonder if this team's still going to keep going, you know?
Oh
I
yeah, no,
always.
they still have a team. Yeah, they still have a team.
Oh,
They still
good.
have a team. Yeah.
I hate to see a team disappear, More
Oh yeah.
opportunities for guys to go and wrestle in college.
Well, I'm pretty sure there was something that happened. Was it that year or the next or the following year? It might have been that year, but I'm pretty sure like majority of the team couldn't compete for a while. It's like
What?
something
Why?
happened. Yeah, something happened. I'm pretty sure they all got in trouble for like throwing a party or something. Yeah, and like they couldn't compete. I'm pretty sure it was that team.
Oh,
And
damn. That
yeah,
sucks. Were
yeah.
they, wait, what, were they JUCO or?
I don't I don't know what team they were. Like where or I know what team they were, but I don't know what they compete in. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it's
I didn't know.
I don't know.
Maybe a
I don't
club?
know off the top of my head. It's not ours, I'm pretty sure. But
Huh.
yeah. I still remember when we beat a team and like it was like 50 something and -1.
Yeah, how did they get that -1? I always wondered that.
He what did he do? It was unsportsmanlike.
Oh, he tried to
Well,
punch
he was
somebody.
headbutting our guy like the entire match, and
Oh
then
my
he punched him in the face like at the end, and then our guy was all fucked up. He had a concussion and everything, dude. He couldn't compete for like a
Oh,
month.
dude.
Yeah, he
Because
couldn't
of
compete.
that?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He landed clean.
Yeah. And yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, they did that, and I felt really bad for him because he was wrestling in my spot.
Oh, and you
Yeah.
you would have beat that guy's butt.
Oh yeah. Well, he ended up winning the match. He won the match.
Uh-huh.
And then he had a concussion for like a month. And then, which was funny because he was the starter at that weight. He was the
Oh wow.
starter at our weight. They hadn't pulled me out yet. They hadn't been like giving me the okay, like, all right, let's do this. And then after that, I got pulled. They're like, all right, you ready? I was like, I guess. Beat and so So all right. I mean, him and I had already wrestled off at that point, and I was
Uh-huh.
I was patiently waiting for my time because we had already wrestled off, and I'd already won the wrestle off, and so I was waiting, and then we ended up having to wrestle off like two more times after that.
What? Why?
I don't know, but we did, but then the deficit just kept getting bigger and bigger every
They just
every
wanted to
time.
see if it was a fluke.
Well, yeah, I remember our first match; it was actually really close.
Yeah.
And
It
then
always kind of happens like that.
after that it was a decision, and then it was major decision, and then they were like, all right, AJ's getting better, he's
Uh,
getting better and better. I was like, yeah, guys,
that's
trust
the
me,
thing too is like when
trust
I
me.
start getting like back into jiu-jitsu, like
Hmm.
training hard, which is like kind of like what I'm starting to do right now. I'm like, all right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna start going hard again. Like at first, I'm like easing into it because for one, I don't want to get hurt so that I can't work. But there's like some goes where I'm like going kind of light, and the guys are like, man, yeah, like I can see the confidence build with them, and I'm like, you just wait in like 2 or 3 weeks when I come back, I'm gonna fucking mop the floor with you. Like that didn't really happen today, but like I went pretty light today, especially because I fucking hurt my ankle, dude. I was like
Mm-hmm.
going pretty light in my rolls. Like I wasn't
Oh yeah.
like doing all my crazy stuff that I do. And on top of that, I don't have the gas tank right now to back it up. Like I can go hard maybe like 2 rounds, and then after that I'm cooked. But I
Yeah.
spent everything in those last 2 rounds, you know? And so I'm like, you just wait, dude. In about a month, dude, if I come
I'm gonna
back,
come back better and stronger. I'm gonna hit the
yeah,
hyperbolic
I'm
chamber
not gonna.
and
I'm yeah,
it's over.
yeah. I'm gonna go hit the
I'm gonna hit it
hyperbolic
hard with my son,
chamber.
dude.
Yeah, me and Sulian, we're gonna come back and we're gonna
Yeah.
mop the floor with all you
Yeah,
guys. We're gonna be Super
and
Saiyan
then
threes.
Cillian's gonna defeat Cell. Dude, speaking of
Dude,
not getting hurt because of work, so today, okay, so here's a recap on my day. All right,
okay.
so today, so we decided we were going to clean up the property today, and there was a good amount of stuff that we needed to clean up, and we were making a big burn pile. And so I broke a bunch of stuff down, loaded it in the back of my truck all day today, and then like would drive it over to the burn pile and unload it, and just clean up the yard. And then I started going down the driveway, which we got a pretty long driveway, and
Uh huh.
I realized that there's a big ass tree that's on the side of the fence, and a bunch of branches came down during one of our storms, and it took out the fence. And so
Uh huh.
I was walking it, just picking up trash, and then I was like, you know what, dude? I'm gonna fix this fence right now. I'm gonna fix it right now. And he's like, it's not your problem. I'm like, I'm gonna fix it right now. And so
You're like, it's my manly duty.
yeah, and so there's still big ass branches. I'm talking, there was a branch out there, dude, that was probably like 30 feet long, like a big one. Like if it fell on me, it would have killed me. And so I just pick it up and I'm dragging it to like this open field just out of the way. And then I fixed the fence. I ended up fixing the fence, and I had to put like 5 new posts in, and I fixed the fence. And then afterwards, Emmy's little brother, my wife's little brother, wants to go. I mean, I made the mistake of promising him I would go to the skate park with him.
Uh huh.
So I'm all tired already, and it's like 4 o'clock or 3:30 at this point, and I'm like, all right, let's get the skate park out of the way, man. So I go to the skate park with Emmy, her mom, and her little brother, and he wants me to skate with him, but he's got a scooter. He gives me his little Fortnite skateboard, but it was like a normal skateboard that him and his mom bought at like Fred Meyer or something like that. And so I was
Oh
like, all right.
gosh.
And right before that, dude, I was like in the shop, and there's a skateboard in the shop, but it's like all tore up and stuff, and I was practicing tricks and stuff in there, and I kept falling. And I'm like launching the skateboard across the shop, and it's hitting the doors. Bam! I'm like, oh shit. And then I go to the skate park, and I'm like trying to do tricks, dude. And then and I'm like failing, and there's some kids out there too on scooters, and they're just ripping tricks, and I'm like, and then like I was like sitting down for like the first 15 minutes we were there, just sitting next to Emmy and her mom, while Briar's just riding a scooter around, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna skate. So then I go to skate, dude, and all the kids come around me. All of the kids. They stop what they're doing because they probably think I'm like nasty, dude. Because they're all kids and I'm like an adult, and I just walk out. I'm the only person with a skateboard, and I'm like, what's up, dude? And then
You're like,
I like pretend I'm gonna drop.
clear the guardrails.
I get in on top of this. I get on top of this bowl, and I like set the skateboard up, and I'm like about to drop in.
No way.
Dude, I'm about to drop
Well,
in. I'm
dude, were
like,
you sweating?
yes, dude. And then in my head too, in my head, I'm like talking to myself. I'm like, dude, why am I about to do this? I've never dropped in before in my life.
Yeah,
And
you've like barely ridden a skateboard in
and
general.
I was like, and for some reason, I'm like, I could probably do it. And then I'm like, I go to do it, dude. Boom! Board goes flying. I fall. I slide down the thing. Oh, fuck. And then the kids are like, oh, yeah, this guy sucks. And they all ride away. So then I just sat in the bottom of the bowl with the skateboard, dude, and I just practiced to pop shove it for like half an hour, and then there, and then the
Oh my
entire time Emmy's
god.
like this. She's like, stop, stop, please. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna
She's
break your freaking neck again. I'm like, no, dude, I gotta grind. I gotta do this. I don't know
You're
why,
like,
but I'm
no.
27 years old and I've decided now's my time to figure out how to skate. Now's my time. I'm trying to level up, dude. And then
Hell yeah.
I finally figure out how to do a pop shove it. And so I got the pop shove it down. I'm like, all right, sick. So then all the kids leave and now it's just me and Briar in the skate park. And I'm like, I I hit like a little drop in on a little bull. I do it. I'm like, oh, nice, dude. So then I'm just riding around and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hit a pop shove it. And so I hit it. I land on the board. The board fucking breaks, and I fall. And I'm like, boom. I'm like, oh. The trucks on underneath the board that like the wheels are connected to just snapped. And I was just, oh, boom. I'm like, oh. And it wasn't even my skateboard. It was Briar's skateboard. I'm like, sorry, buddy, I broke your skateboard. He's like, fine. He's like, it's fine. It was only $25. I'm like, nice. I'm like still laying on the ground. Nice.
You're like, no
But
wonder
yeah,
it
dude,
fucking broke.
I was shredding so hard today, dude. Nobody can say that they built fence and then went shredding immediately after, dude. I freaking cleaned up, made a huge burn pile, built fence, and then I went and shredded. Now I'm podcasting, dude. I've had a mad productive day. I've been grinding since I freaking woke up. Since my eyelids opened, I've been grinding, dude. I'm kicking everybody's butt right now. I'm so locked in, it's unbelievable. Like it's crazy. It's so crazy how I'm just different, dude. I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to teach myself how to code.
That would be sick, actually. That would be a super productive skill to learn.
I'm going to teach myself. I'm going to teach myself how to code, and then I'm gonna.
Let's
I'm
make an
gonna.
app, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring back Flappy Bird.
Let's bring back Flappy Bird and Vine.
I'm bringing it back, dude. I'm bringing it back. But instead of
I'll
Flappy
code it
Bird,
back into the system.
yeah, instead of Flappy Bird, it's gonna be like fucking Floppy Bird. Instead, just a little different
Floppy.
name, and then Vine's gonna
And
be.
it's a penguin.
Yeah, it's a penguin instead. That bird can't even fly. And then
Vine, it'll be like Tangled or something.
yeah, yeah, it's gonna be good, dude, and it's gonna be a groundbreaking app. I'm really excited. But yeah, dude, I didn't hurt myself today. I mean, my thighs hurt like really bad. I didn't realize there's muscles that you work out when you skate that you don't use ever unless you're skating,
Oh, yeah.
apparently. Because the insides of my thighs, like right above my knees, hurt so bad. It hurts so bad. I don't
Oh.
even know. I don't know how to explain it. Speaking
Like your hamstring or your groin?
no, like right above my knee.
What the heck? I didn't know there was muscle right there.
That's what I'm saying. It just hurts.
What the
But
heck?
yeah, but I know those muscles, they usually hurt after I get done snowboarding, which I didn't get to do once this year, which was really sad, but that's okay because golf season's right around the corner. Golf
It is.
season's
I'm
right
gonna go
around the
golfing
corner.
tomorrow.
Hey, I hit the range. I hit the range a couple weeks ago, dude. It's looking pretty good for me this season. I'm not gonna lie. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I was piecing balls. Piecing them. I hit 140 balls. And I would say 20 of the 140 balls were not hit flush. But I just went into it, just be like, yeah, whatever. And then I'll just piece them up. And I was like, hey, this is good for me. This is good news. This is good for me. But
I'm about to find out where I'm at tomorrow. I'm gonna go golfing with Michael tomorrow. Hopefully,
nice.
don't suck.
Yeah. I am worried that once I get in on a course, that's gonna mean nothing. The range work. I'm going to the range
dude,
tomorrow
'cause
though.
You were getting pretty good, dude.
I'm gonna get nasty this year, dude. I asked Emmy because we're doing like a whole day tomorrow where we're hanging out. We're gonna go to the
Uh-huh.
driving range at some point tomorrow too. I'm gonna take her. I'm gonna make her hit some balls.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty cheap, dude. It was only like $25 for like 140 balls and
Oh,
a
wow.
and a tracer. So
Damn.
yeah, I was able to figure out all my distances and everything.
That's pretty
Uh,
good, dude.
yeah, it was pretty sweet. It was like a cheap Top Golf.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
actually really nice.
there was a coyote running across, dude, and I almost beamed the coyote. I tried. I pulled out my three
Oh.
wood and hit a nice little stinger. I was like, boom! And then yeah, I was a little too
Yeah.
late though. I was a little too late. It started
Oh,
running.
damn.
Started running, dude. Felt bad about missing it.
If it
But
walked, would you have hit it?
mm, I don't think I would have hit it. Period. I don't think I'm that good. But it was close. I think I got lucky. I got lucky. I was like, if I
All
kill
right.
it, is
We
that bad?
gotta we gotta close this at the hour because I don't want us to get too far deep into this. But
Okay.
I had to mention, dude. Today I picked up a couple of games. Dude,
Hmm.
did you know that on the Switch they have Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 in
I
a
didn't know that.
one cartridge game pack?
I did not know that.
Yeah, dude, I picked it up, dude. I'm ready to grind some freaking Mario Galaxy now tomorrow.
Heck yeah, dude. I've only been playing
Have you been
Smite
playing
2.
like Smite still or what?
Yeah, Smite 2.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
Been climbing the ranks.
I haven't been playing that much. Is that all you're playing right now?
That's all I play, dude. That's literally all I play. I'm trying to get to Diamond. I'm trying my hardest right now, dude, but I keep
Wh-
getting trash fucking teams. I'm pissed. 'Cause you
How
can't
many
lob
people are playing that right now?
a lot, dude. I get into games like ranked games. I get in like a minute or two. And then if I just run like a
Oh,
normal game,
wow.
it takes like 30 seconds.
Damn.
So yeah, there's a lot of people playing it right now. It's popular again, but that's why they dropped the second game. Because they added a bunch of new stuff, like new items, new stats,
Uh,
and then they also added aspects. And so like a certain character, you could and originally you could only play them a certain way and use like certain abilities. And then if you turn their aspect on, it like completely changes the character.
so you can play like what used to be like an
Like,
ADC as something
hmm
else.
yeah, yeah. There's a
So
lot of
you could
that
take
now.
like a LeBlanc or what was his name?
Shablanc,
Shablanc, the one with the boomerangs.
yeah, the Bolas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
no,
bolos.
he got an aspect and it changed so that he can be a mage now.
What? With the same
Yeah,
abilities?
no, different. A couple of his abilities stay the same. Where like his one, which was like you turn on the bolas and every time you auto, it like takes up mana. But now it's just
Yeah.
it's like a projectile and you shoot it out like three times, and it's like it like has like a
What?
cone, and then you build him as a mage and he does a lot of damage, and he's still got like his poison darts and his jump and his ult still pretty much the same. And and
Dude,
his ult like resets his two, and so you can hit your two, turn your ult on, hit your two again, and so he can. Tucker's been playing him a lot. He likes him a lot. He said he's his favorite god right now.
dude, he was my favorite character to play in Smite 1,
Yeah,
dude. He was
he's a
so
lot
fun.
different now. He is fun, dude.
Wow.
I've been playing a lot of jungle recently. That's where I be. I be in the jungle. I'm
Who
a
you
jungle
playing as
monster.
jungle?
Thor.
Really? What?
Yeah, Thor's nasty in the jungle, dude.
I
Thor
didn't know that.
or I'll play as Thor or who's the other guy I'll play as? Trying to think. Maybe like Mordred, which is a cool character. And
Uh-huh.
then that's pretty much it, dude. I usually just play Thor unless he gets banned. If he gets banned, then I'm trying to think, dude. I
Then
don't
it's
know.
chalk.
Yeah, I'll play Chalk, dude. Chalk is a good god for me. I play a lot of Neath.
Neath. I don't remember
She's
that one.
the bow and arrow girl. She's
Oh,
like
okay,
Ash
okay,
in
okay.
League.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm dirt nasty with her, actually. And you can build her
Right.
as a mage as well, and she does like a shit ton of damage. But yeah,
Dang.
right now, dude, I'm plat one, trying to get into diamond.
Is it
And
plat one and then diamond?
yeah, yeah.
What's the highest rank right now in Smite? Two.
I actually don't know. I'm pretty sure the ranks are go pretty high. Like I'm pretty sure
Uh
diamond is like, and then I got like three more for the highest one. It's like
oh
Rocket
my
League.
god. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
because I remember Rocket League, I was like in champ, and then they were like, yeah, that's not even close. You're like, you've got grand champ and then supersonic. And I'm like, dude, what?
What's that even all about, man? What's that even all?
Yeah,
Diamond used to be the peak.
yeah, diamond used to be the goats.
Yeah. What's better than diamond?
Dude, right now I've been playing a lot of like story mode games, like
Mm.
JRPGs and stuff. You remember that game that I used to play a lot, Final Fantasy 12?
Yeah.
There's a game right now that I'm playing, dude. That's a lot like it, dude. It's called Dragon Quest 11.
And quit. Oh,
I used to make fun of those games, dude.
yeah. It's pretty fun.
Dude, it's a lot of fun, dude. Bro, I've already put like 40 hours into this game. I'm not even halfway done.
Damn.
Yeah,
Never
dude,
mind.
this game is ridiculously long.
Did I tell you about the game I played about digging a hole?
What? No.
I play so I play on Xbox, right? So you got Xbox Game Pass, and then they like show all these indie games and stuff that you can play. And I was just like looking around because I was
Oh,
bored,
yeah.
and I found this one game.
Xbox
Yeah,
Game Pass is really nice.
I found this one game. It was called. It's literally called a game about digging a hole, and I beat it in 3 hours. It's only like 4 gigs, and I play.
What
And
the
literally,
heck?
the game is about digging a hole. You like the premise is a house goes up for sale, and they claim that there's treasure buried in the backyard. And so like the character buys the house and buys this crazy shovel that you can like level up with the minerals you collect as you're digging. But what sucks
Uh-huh.
is as you're digging, you can only hold so much stuff. And so you're digging and then you collect your minerals and then you got to run back to your garage, sell your minerals so you can make more money to upgrade your shovel and your jetpack cuz your hole gets deep, bro. You go to the freaking core. It gets deep and you got to like jetpack out of your hole and you like place lamps and stuff and as you get
Uh-huh.
deeper like the minerals get more and more like expensive, like you get down to close to the bottom and you get to diamonds, but I had everything already leveled up at that point, and so I'm just digging trying to find the treasure, and then I'm digging and I'm streaming on Discord too. Like I have a couple friends like that are also playing different games, but they're also like watching my stream back and forth because they're
Uh-huh.
intrigued. They're like, "What is this? What is AJ doing? Why is he digging a hole? What is this game?" They're like making fun of me, and then I'm digging and I uh I open up this thing and it's a tunnel. There's like a railroad tunnel. I like I pick up the dirt and then there's a railroad tunnel under there and it's just pitch black. So I place a lantern in there and it goes tss, 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 and fizzes out. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why can't I place a lantern in there? So also spoiler alert for anybody that ever wanted to play a game about digging a hole. But and so then I'm like, what the hell? And so I drop down in there and I'm so deep in this hole. I don't even know. But I get down there and then I just hear I was like, what the hell was that? Because I ain't got no weapons. I just got a shovel, dude. That's only good for digging. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So then I'm like walking, and as I'm walking, I see just these red eyes. And I was like, and I just start running. My character starts sprinting. I'm running through these tunnels, and I can hear stuff behind me. And then I see another set of red eyes. I'm like, what the hell? And I keep running. And I saw another set of red eyes, and I keep running. And then eventually I see a treasure chest. and it's just glowing. And I'm like, yes, I beat the game. And then I run, I open the chest, bro. It's empty. My character opens the
Oh,
chest, and then my character slowly turns around, and there's three gigantic moles, like ground moles. Three gigantic moles, and they eat me. End of game.
what?
And then the game ends with the guy coming back that put the house up for sale, and then putting the house up for sale again, and then filling the ground up with dirt.
No way.
Yeah, he was just feeding people the moles. That was the premise of the
Dude,
game.
what?
Yeah, I was so mad. Deleted the game instantly.
Was it on it was on Xbox Game Pass?
Yeah, I'm sure it's on other things. I bet you it's on Steam.
Yeah, because I have Steam on my Steam Deck, and I'm like, dude,
Look it
no
up, dude. It's only
way.
like 4
I
gigs.
wanna,
It'll take you a few hours.
damn, maybe I might play that. That sounds like fun, actually.
Yeah, well, you
I
can
want to
keep
get, I
playing
want to get
after
a
the game's
computer
over
so
and
bad.
get like achievements and stuff, but yeah.
Oh, damn. All right,
But I would
well,
probably do that.
let's. It's been an hour, so
On the
I know
dot.
that we could go on and on and on and on. Is there any last words that you want to say before we end this episode?
It's never too late to learn how to skateboard.
Yeah, it's never too late, and you need to make sure you take care of your body as you get older.
And 3, if you see a fence on the ground, dude, fix it. It's your manly duty. See a fence on the ground, you fix it.
All right. All right, man. That's the end of the episode. Thank you, AJ.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace be with you.